highly sensitive friends since 2018. We've been sharing our journeys together.
And now we're bringing you along for the ride.
Hey there, I'm Tiara, a passionate HSP. My dream? To help HSPs determined to thrive, gain the tools, information, and encouragement they need to succeed.
And I'm Anne-Kathrin. I'm an enthusiastic HSP who dreams of creating a one-stop community for HSPs and empaths to find all the personal growth resources they need.
Welcome to Highly Sensitive Friends Talking,
where we chat about all things HSP, from daily life scenarios
to exploring spirituality, personal growth,
and all the aha moments in between.
So grab a cozy drink and settle in,
because this is your space to feel seen, heard, and inspired.
Let's spend some time together.
Welcome to the podcast. Yeah, we're so excited to be back in business.
Yeah, we both were just talking about how excited we have been and a little bit nervous, but more so excited. And just really looking forward to getting back into this idea that we've had for a very long time, right?
Yes. How long has it been?
I think we said 4 years, but I feel like it was during the pandemic that we started
Exactly.
the first version of our little.
Yes, it's been a long time, and now it's 4 years later, a pandemic later, and we're still here, looking young as ever. But there's a lot of things that have happened in 4 years. 4 years is a long time, so maybe we catch up with our listeners.
I'm Tiara, for everyone who wants to know.
Yes, and I'm Anne-Kathrin.
And we met online. So we're best friends. We actually have not met in person yet. Don't judge us.
We're trying. It's a pandemic has happened and inflation, so don't judge us.
We met on a Facebook group, right? It was a support group for highly sensitive people.
Yes, I think I shared a post on creating an HSP symbol, so a symbol for the highly sensitive person, and you responded to that.
I did, and I remember this is one of the only times in my life that I've felt such a strong, intuitive, I don't even make sense of it. You just have to reach out to this person. I scrolled through and I remember seeing your name, and something about your name was screaming out to me, I have to contact this person. Yes. And I had no idea why and where it was going to go. I just knew I felt so unbelievably pulled in by your name, like in the Facebook. And I was like, all right, universe, I'm listening. I don't remember what I said to you, but I reached out to you and I was just like, I mean, did I say that to you do you remember if I said like?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact message, but I do remember that it was like, I felt really called to connect with you, something like in those lines. And I was just like, wow, I feel so seen, you know?
Aww.
And then
also, you were like, this person's not just crazy.
No, not at all. You know, like I was myself I think I discovered that I'm a highly sensitive person 3 years earlier. I was still in the beginning of my own personal growth journey. And I was just like starting to learn about the trade, connecting with more people who are also highly sensitive. And when you reached out, I was super excited because I saw we're about the same age. 4 years ago, I was 28 and you were 29, I believe. Yeah, both ladies at the end of our 20s.
That was 4 years ago when we started the first filming, but when we actually connected was
2018.
2018. So
oh gosh, it's been 6 years already. Yeah, don't judge us.
Hey, to be fair, I almost went to your wedding, but I didn't get to go. But we don't want to talk about that because I'll just be sad.
Yes, but yeah. So maybe some of the listeners who already listened to us back in 2020 were wondering like, why were they silent for 4 years? You know, why did they stop what they did? And I'm the person to blame because
no, there's no one to blame. Everything works out the way it's supposed to.
Everything works exactly. But I initially decided to stop recording. Back in the days, I was still in the process of building up 2 businesses, and I was also in the process of planning my wedding with my husband, Rini. So it was a lot of balls up in the air, like we say in the Netherlands. Yeah. It was just a bit too much to carry for one person, so I had to make choices on what to focus on. And right after our wedding, we also somehow ended up buying a house like 3 months after.
You had a lot of things going on back to back.
It was just a lot, and in a best possible way, you know, like in a good way. It was just a lot happening, but planning a wedding is quite stressful for the average person, and especially when you're highly sensitive, it just asks a lot from you to plan a party for 150 people. So that was like taking up a lot of my time. And after that, when our house entered our lives, it was a house that needed a lot of work done. So the last 1.5 years, I've been like, outside of work, I've been busy painting the entire house.
I'm impressed by what all of the things you guys are doing without having had any prior knowledge.
Yes, I'm really surprised. I'm still kind of convinced that we were crazy doing this. Like, I'm sure people behind our back said they're crazy for buying this house without any experience, but it works, you know, and it looks good. You just need to take your time. YouTube is your best friend when you start renovating your home. There's so much to learn on YouTube, and that's what we've been doing. So yeah, there's a lot that has already been done. We're not fully finished yet. I think we have 1/3 to go. So we're probably going to be renovating for another 1.5 or 2 years. And then the first round is done. And then we're just like, okay, gonna enjoy our lives outside of work, you know?
I feel like you guys have gotten to a good, more calm place, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, now it feels more calm, but like 1 year ago, it was quite a lot to take on. So now I feel like I'm ready to have more fun again, also in my work, and that's why I'm so excited to start this podcast again.
I think timing and everything works out how it's supposed to, and who knows, maybe we're in a better space, both combined our energies, and maybe the world's more ready for us. But I was gonna mention that I remember when you did tell me that you were like feeling like maybe you needed to take a pause. That was actually, I think, one of the first real things that solidified how strong our friendship is.
Yes.
Because I think that was such an open, mature, heartfelt conversation that I don't feel like I have that kind of maturity and deep connection with a lot of my friendships. I felt like you could tell me something that you were afraid of hurting me, and I was sad and disappointed, but we navigated that beautifully, and I think it made our friendship stronger.
Exactly. And you know, even though we stopped the recordings back then, we never stopped connecting. Obviously,
right.
We still were like highly sensitive friends catching up every a few weeks, and the friendship has just grown stronger.
I think some people might be like thinking it's super weird that we're so close and consider each other such good friends, having never met before. But I honestly feel like it doesn't matter to me how far away you are, or that we haven't physically met in the flesh before.
Yes, sometimes I tell my husband it's such a shame that I live in the Netherlands and you live in the United States. We would have so much fun grabbing a coffee or going on a walk with our dogs. It's for the future. We're gonna get
someday. Well, who knows with the state of the world if I'll stay in America. I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I think I'm not concerned. I think the quality and the depth of our conversations is a strong enough anchor no matter where. I mean, the other thing is, if our friendship is this strong, this far away, then I have no doubts about the future, whether we get to live closer to each other at some point or not. I have no doubts about the sustainability of our friendship.
Who knows what this podcast will do, you know? Who knows if this is going to take off so we are able to meet and record our first meeting.
Oh my God, I've like had that dream. I'm manifesting that in my head. Okay, so at some point we're gonna meet in person and we're gonna film it, and it's gonna be a big thing that we're gonna be like, oh, we got to meet.
Yes. Best days, best weeks, you know, just gonna have so much fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's gonna be, because I think there was even a time that we chatted about our heights, because I think that you had thought I was like super tall and I'm not, or whatever. And in person, it's going to be so fun to be like, you're a real person.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be so strange to connect the dots, like the online to the offline part. But I can imagine a lot of highly sensitive people do have this, you know, that they have their connections online, because it's really hard to find each other out there in the wild.
Right. Well, I also think like part of the beauty of what we want to do with this podcast is encourage people, especially highly sensitive people, to not be afraid to make connections over the internet, and that they can also be really strong friendships. Having not ever seen each other in person, you're one of the most strong friendships I have in my whole life. Like, I don't think that distance means anything in that sense. So I think that there are a lot of HSPs out there that probably feel like they're lonely or wanting more meaningful friendships, and might feel like it's hard in person. Obviously, we don't walk around with little HSP stickers on our foreheads to know who is, not that we have to only be friends with HSPs, but I think that there's a natural sort of camaraderie with HSP, you know?
Yeah,
So
and
that's one of the
sometimes,
things we hope with this podcast, right, is to connect more HSPs to each other and feel connected no matter where we live, right?
yes, exactly. And sometimes it's also a sense of depth that you find in an HSP friendship that you do not find outside of HSP friendships, you know, and that's just really beautiful to have. So it's really good to just connect with each other. And hopefully we can contribute to that with our podcast, you know.
Speaking of manifesting us meeting someday.
But wait, you're going too quick because like I've given an update on what has happened. I also lived for 4 years and you have done a lot of wonderful things in terms of your business. So I really, really would love to hear
Well, I
more about
appreciate that. I mean, honestly, that wasn't a mistake of me trying to skip over that.
I feel like you should look at the things.
I appreciate that. I mean, so a lot has happened for me in 4 years in the sense that I feel like my life has got literally flipped upside down. Like I think I'm just in this very intense transition phase of leaving behind things that are no longer serving me and that I've sort of outgrown or that just aren't a true reflection of my authentic self and moving towards kind of a more conscious intention of what do I want to build for my future. And I've been in this sort of like weird leeway and rebuilding mode. It's terrifying and it's been really stressful at times, but it's also very empowering because I feel like now I get to very consciously decide what it is that I want to cultivate, which is exciting. It's a blank slate, so it's exciting and terrifying.
Yeah, but you still have Winter and Cody with you, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I have my
Yeah.
pets and I moved around a whole bunch. And yeah, I left a very long, very meaningful relationship that just wasn't the right fit. And so kind of having to reevaluate in a lot of different areas and, putting more effort into my coaching business and building a YouTube channel and kind of pursuing more of the things that really matter to me. So
Yeah.
it's all good. It's been a roller coaster. It's been a lot of things to process, a lot of deep healing.
Yes.
And, yeah, I think that things are starting to slowly get better.
Yes, I feel so too.
Yeah. I guess that's also a natural segue to the story that I wanted to share.
Yes,
Before
please do.
Anne-Kathrin and I started recording, I told her I had a little update, sort of manifestation breakthrough that I wanted to share, but we were saving it so that it's fresh.
Yes.
You'll hear us talk about manifestation, the HSP trait, maybe the nervous system, lots of self-improvement topics, obviously. So I've been doing a lot of in this rebuilding phase, pulling in a bunch of different avenues of ways to improve things, right? So it's like practical taking action, learning more skills, networking with more people, and also doing sort of more of the energetic stuff of doing the personal work, the psychology work, and also manifestation and kind of energy universe stuff, right? That we all love. And
Exactly.
so I've been really getting into different theories of manifestation and even trauma-informed manifestation, bringing the nervous system into manifestation and kind of bringing the body into it and all of these different things, because I've always thought manifestation was really interesting. But there's all these different theories out there. Abraham Hicks is all about the feeling and oh, I'm blanking on his name. But Joe Dispenza is all about the thought process and your
Yeah.
thoughts creating reality. So there's all these different kind of theories out there. But anyway, so I've been kind of compiling all of these different puzzle pieces. And I hadn't really experienced many things happening in my tangible 3D, but I've been doing all this work and I was at this place where I was just like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to be
Yes.
doing.
You're ready for the change. Yeah.
Right. It's all cumulative and timing is a thing as well. And, even what's meant for you, who knows? There's all these different factors.
Yeah.
But I had this moment, I think it was Tuesday. Today's Monday, so a week ago Tuesday, where I've been spinning my wheels because I'm very logical, analytical, but also very spiritual and emotional. So I have these different, almost opposite parts of me that are always trying to coexist.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I I'm like oscillating between doing a lot of energy work and then also doing a lot of just action taking, just force things to happen. I've been feeling a lot of shame that I haven't been seeing results because I'm trying so hard, right? So you kind of get into this place of what's wrong with me or why isn't this working for
Yes.
me?
The
But try not to go to
frustration
that
phase.
place, right? Where you blame yourself, whatever. Anyway, so the point was I've been working really hard and I've been getting this message that I just feel like it doesn't matter how hard I work if I'm not in the right nervous system energy space, because you do end up spinning your wheels if you're doing all the action from not the right energy, or vice versa. If you're doing all the energy stuff, but you're not taking action, you need both, right? So anyway, I just got the idea of, because I've been trying all these things, taking action. And on Tuesday, I was like, you know what? even though it's going to bring up a lot of shame in me to do nothing for the day, not try to solve my problems for a day.
Yes.
I'm just going to sit outside with my cat in the morning and let him explore it because he loves to be outside. And I sit in the sun and he does his cat thing. And so I just had the idea of, because I've done visualization where you visualize the future thing that you want. And I've done all the affirmations of affirming that this is true or this is how I feel, whatever. But I just was like, I'm going to try embodying the energy right now of what it would look like if I'm trying to manifest success, confidence, security, and stability, and all of those things. Instead of affirming that that was true, which my nervous system kind of in the stress state is, nope, we don't believe you. And picturing it in the future, picturing it down the road in the future, my dream home, my dream relationship, all that feels great, but it still feels very disconnected from the current, right?
Yes.
So I was like, what would it feel like and look like for me to be confident now, like in this moment, almost like you shifted timelines of if all of the success and things that I'm trying to manifest were true right now, how would that look? How would I feel? How would I be like interacting with the world? And I just started like really tuning in of, okay, what would confidence look and feel like for me in this moment right now, the way my life is currently? Like, how would I, and then so I made a list of confidence, secure, warm, grounded, all the things that I want to feel, right? Because it's at the end of the day, the things we're trying to manifest is because we want to feel something. It's not really about the specific thing, even though we think it is. The end goal is the feeling. You want financial resources because you want to feel secure, you want to feel safe, like all of that stuff. So I made a list of all of those qualifying words of like safety, like safe, grounded, confident, secure, loved, sexy, whatever.
Yes, whatever.
So I just I was just sitting outside with my cat, like, okay, like I went through each one, took the time to go through each one and just embody the energy of it as if it was already in my life right now, not some future vision. And it felt so good. It felt like I could actually feel my energy shifting. And I was like, well, that was cool. That's something different I haven't done yet.
Yes.
But then the absolute wild thing is that literally within 24 hours, it was like manifestation after manifestation after manifestation was coming in. So there's actually four things that happened. The first one is, so I know you, having lived in Norway, are very familiar with the Northern Lights, right?
Exactly.
It's been on my bucket list since I was like, whenever the first time I learned they existed, I wanted so badly to see them.
Oh my God, did you see them?
I did see them.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Kind of freaky because God only knows what's going on with the universe and the world.
Let's not get there. Let's not go there.
No,
you saw the Northern Lights.
There's a lot of solar energy things happening, right? So they were actually able to be seen as low as Chicago, which is where I am.
Oh, that's amazing.
And my mom sent me this message. She's like, oh my God, it's on the news. The Aurora Borealis is going to be possibly visible like from Chicago. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I've never in a million years dreamed that I'd be able to see them from my hometown.
Exactly.
So I went to the beach with my camera and my tripod, and I like went over there at midnight, and there were all these, it was so surreal because there was all these people out there with their cameras. It was just like a whole bizarre thing. But I like were really hard to see with the naked eye. But like if you went to a dark enough place and kind of like let your eyes adjust, I could see little movements of things like happening in the sky. And you couldn't really see them with the naked eye. This is the long exposure shot I got with my camera. That's what it looks like.
That's amazing. But did you see hints of the Northern Lights?
Standing there without my camera, they almost looked like clouds, but in the shape of the Aurora Borealis.
Yes.
It was so cool. I honestly started crying. I was like, this is the coolest freaking thing ever.
Yes.
Oh, look at Bailey. Hi, Bailey.
She's just
around the corner. Oh, hello. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, so
somebody's thirsty.
that was something I wasn't actively manifesting that, but that was something that I've been wanting and I guess manifesting for years. Never, ever thought I would be able to, I figured I'd have to come visit you to be able to see them.
Yes, exactly. Like we would have to go to Norway to my parents together. And
I would love that.
Who knows? My parents would love that too.
But yeah, so that was the most amazing thing I never expected. So I was like, that was cool. And then the next day, a family friend / sort of stepsister of mine came to visit, and she was bringing me her nicer camera for me to borrow. I was expecting to be able to borrow it for the weekend. And so when she got here, we were like, she got here to bring the camera, and I was like, oh my God, the Northern Lights, we should go. So it was the next day. So anyway, we went together. The second time we didn't end up seeing them. But after she got here, she was like showing me this stuff and she was like, oh, you can set up your settings however you want. I'm like, what do you mean I thought you were letting me borrow this. She's like, no, you can, this is like indefinitely, you can have this. I was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you're giving this to me? I'm a photographer. I love taking pictures. I love taking videos, partially why I'm so in love with doing a YouTube channel. But I've been wanting, so I got my first DSLR camera in high school, and I got the Canon right before the Canon like line came out with video capability one, so I was really sad. And so I've had this outdated camera for 18 years, and I've been for maybe 7 or 8 years, I've had this picture of this other Canon that has video capability and has the flip screen or whatever. And wait. Hold on one second. I feel like it's much more fun and I have proof of my manifestation.
Oh my gosh, show me.
Okay. So this is the camera I've had since I was 17. Technology has definitely improved since then.
Yes.
But
it's
for
gonna
the
be
longest,
retro.
right? It's vintage now, right?
Yes, it's vintage right now.
But so for the longest time, I was like, okay, so whenever I can afford to or whatever, I want to get a nicer camera. And I had no real like specifications except for I wanted it to be Canon because that was the brand I had and loved. I wanted it to have like a flip screen on the front so I could see for recording videos. For running. Oh my gosh. And
oh
I
my
wanted
gosh.
video capability, and that's all. Those are the only specifications I had in my mind, right?
Yes.
Canon.
Oh
It
gosh.
has video capability and
That's amazing.
I was blown away. I was like, and she gifted it to me. I didn't pay a dime for this. And
That's
I'm
like
just
manifesting in action, guys.
oh my God. And I told her, I'm like, I manifested you giving this to me. And she was like loving it because she is like, she's a professional wedding photographer and she's got 2 other now mirrorless cameras, which is like the newer technology. She's like, this camera has been like sitting, getting dusty for years and no one's using it. And when she came to visit last time, she saw that I was using this sad little old camera and she's like, you're like very talented photographer and you like have good equipment and I just want to help you. It was just like the most amazing thing to do. But I was just like, I cannot believe that I like, this is exactly what I was trying to, and I didn't have to pay a penny for it.
That's manifesting in real life. You know?
Between that, the Aurora Borealis literally being a mile away from my house, which is just absurd living in the Midwest, in the United States. Literally anywhere in the United States, it's amazing to be able to see them. And then the next day, getting gifted a camera that I've been manifesting for 7 or 8 years. And then I'm not even done.
I can't believe this.
So the Aurora Borealis is, okay, what, 30 plus year manifestation or whatever you could say. And then the camera is 7, 8 years manifesting. And then in this crazy transition of my life in the past few years, I've had to get rid of a bunch of stuff and didn't really have furniture because I moved everywhere. I moved across the country and back, whatever. So like the bed that I've been sleeping on the past 1.5 years is a really sad, tiny little bed that all I could afford at the time. And so I've been manifesting wanting to have a big, real human person bed. And so we had, so this family friend of mine that gave me the camera was also staying with us while she was moving. And so she brought her old bed that was in our basement for a while. And we had a couple different people staying with us. And it just so happened that we got the official word that the people who were staying with us no longer needed to stay with us. So as of Friday night, the bed was available for me to take upstairs. So now I have a large person bed.
Yes, exactly. Amazing.
Which I've been manifesting for like 1.5 years, and this camera and the Aurora Borealis. It's like the universe had a domino effect this week.
It's just like slapping you in the face, like
right
from sadness.
Like, any doubt you had, just demolish it, right? But then the other thing, actually, something else that kind of got me emotional is that one of the things that I had mentioned at the beginning of this story, that my manifestation breakthrough, where I did that like list of trying to embody all of the things that I had wanted to feel. Like I won't go into detail because it's very personal, but I had been in unhealthy relationships before and it had kind of made me not feel like I had this quality within myself. Yeah. And I've been starting to reaffirm it and recognize it in myself. Like, no, I am this. Like, it doesn't matter what other people have said or made me feel about myself. In one of my most recent YouTube videos, someone commented and literally said, you are blank, the thing that I was. And it almost made me cry. I had just decided this for myself, and now the universe is affirming it to me. I've been following this YouTuber called Manifest with Genevieve. I love the way she describes manifesting because she talks about how it's more about your self-concept And the day, you're supposed to be healing yourself. It's not about getting things. It's about becoming the person that you want to be. Once I started focusing on how I want to feel and what I believe about myself, regardless of what any of the other outcomes, that's what's starting to like finally make shifts. And it's just, I was just like, that's the most insane week I just had.
Yes, it's amazing. You like kind of started becoming this magnet, just attracting whatever you were desiring, you know?
Yeah, and even the friend of mine that gave me the camera, and I told her all of this because she was there for the lights and the camera and the bed thing or whatever, and she was like, "You should go get a lottery ticket this weekend."
Yes, exactly.
And I was like, well, I didn't end up getting a lottery ticket, but I did reach out to someone that I've been trying to connect with and build a friendship or just build a connection with for a while. So I thought I can extend good vibes out to this.
Yeah, everybody who's listening, just send good vibes to Tiara for making this work. Like, let's make it happen.
And I'm like, obviously we're doing this and building the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is still pretty small, but the people interacting with my videos have been saying really nice things. And it just feels, I spent the last few years forcing hard to get the boulder to get momentum. And now it feels like it's starting to like maybe roll down the hill.
I think also for our listeners who are listening in and who are currently like really in a rough patch, this might be a really hopeful story, you know, that things can change, and it's about tuning into the right feeling that you want to feel, and you know, really laying into that and just trusting that things will come.
Also about timing and other factors of the universe. It's not always about you and that you're not doing it right or whatever, you know, because who knows, those things were probably already lined up to happen. Who knows if what I did on Tuesday is what made those things happen, because they probably were going to happen anyway since they were already planned.
You never know. You never know.
But right, exactly. Well, there's no way for us to be able to prove one way or another. It's just kind of the lesson is don't give up. Decide what's true for you. Not doubt and lose hope.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my crazy manifestation breakthrough story for you.
Oh, I love that so much. Like, it's the perfect motivational story to end our podcast. I would love to hear more manifestation success stories from our listeners, and
tell us in the
share your dreams, and we'll read through all of them and respond to them. So
and also if you guys are enjoying what we're doing, because obviously our hope and our intention is to keep doing this more. If you're enjoying this, do all the things, like it, comment, share it, and let us know if you want us to keep doing this, because if we know that you like it and it's beneficial to you, then that's more motivation for us to keep going. And tell us what you want us to talk about too.
Yes, please do, because we always love to have new topics to talk about. Yeah, we're just really excited to connect with you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day ahead or evening.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Would you like us to talk about a specific topic in our podcast? Make sure to comment and we'll keep it in mind for the future.
And if you enjoy what we're doing here, we'd love for you to like and share this episode so that our podcast reaches other HSPs who can enjoy it as well.
While you're already here, don't forget to check out our additional resources for HSPs and empaths.
Anne-Kathrin has her own blog site and has created an online membership for HSPs and empaths with featured experts on relevant personal growth topics every month.
And Tiara has her own YouTube channel and has also built a step-by-step online program for HSPs on the journey to thriving in their health, relationships, and career.
All of our links are in the description. See you on the next episode.
You guys will hear us talk. Whoa! I almost just lost all of you.
That's good for bloopers. I need to stop you because Bailey is nagging me to go outside just real quick. So
that's fine. Go ahead.
Sorry, I apologize. Cut.